that feeling, you know the one I mean, just the relentless pace, right?
Oh, yeah.
That to-do list that just seems to grow no matter what you throw at it.
It laughs at you.
Exactly. And you feel pulled in like a million directions. There's just not enough of you. It's that pressure, you know? It feels less like it drops by now and then and more like it's moved in.
It really does. It's just, well, reality for so many people these days.
Yeah.
The world just keeps demanding more.
Yeah.
And figuring out how to handle that feeling, where it comes from, what it does to you.
Yeah.
And finding a way to, like, move with it, not get totally crushed.
Yeah.
That's what we're diving into here.
Absolutely. We've gathered insights for you from, you know, various fields, health, psychology, well-being.
Right.
The goal is pretty clear. Understand the stress from constant demands, and crucially, explore how you can actually protect and prioritize your own peace in the middle of it all.
Yeah, we need to look at what this constant pressure actually does to your body, to your mind. And we got to tackle that idea that looking after yourself, prioritizing peace, is somehow selfish. Because it's really not.
Definitely not.
And then, yeah, get practical. Look at strategies for managing your mind, your time, and those really critical boundaries.
Okay, let's unpack this. Where do we even begin trying to understand this feeling?
Well, one key thing that comes up is the difference between different types of stress. We all get acute stress, right?
Yeah, like before a deadline or something sudden happens.
Exactly. It hits, then it fades. But what you described, that constant feeling, that's chronic stress.
Okay, so chronic because it just sticks around, it's prolonged.
Precisely. It's not just a burst. It's often overwhelming. It's like your system is stuck in high alert mode almost all the time.
Right, and what usually causes that? What did the insights point to?
Well, high-pressure jobs are a big one, no surprise there. But financial difficulties, consistently cited as a major stressor for a lot of people.
I can see that.
Challenging relationships, too, personal ones. And interestingly, even stuff from your past.
From your past, like way back.
Yeah, like difficult childhood experiences, sometimes called ACEs. It seems like those early experiences can actually wire you, in a way, to be more susceptible to chronic stress later on.
Wow, that really shows how deep this stuff can go. And I noticed some mention that it doesn't hit everyone the same way either.
That's a really crucial point. The research suggests it can disproportionately affect marginalized groups.
How so?
Well, things like systemic inequality, lack of resources, experiences of discrimination, they add whole extra layers of stress that others might not face.
Oh, okay. So it's not just about how you personally cope. There are bigger factors at play.
Definitely.
And the symptoms, gosh, they seem to cover everything.
They really do, because chronic stress messes with your whole system. You see things like being more irritable, feeling tired all the time, even after sleep.
Oh, yeah, the fatigue.
Headaches, trouble concentrating.
Those racing thoughts, like your mind is spinning its wheels.
Exactly that. Sleep problems are huge. Digestive issues, changes in appetite, eating way more or way less. And psychologically, you often get this feeling of helplessness, like you've lost control. Lower self-esteem, maybe losing interest in things you used to enjoy, just general nervousness.
And the physical side is scary too. Like it weakens your immune system, makes you get sick more often.
It does, and long-term, the impact gets even more serious. We're talking about actual changes in the brain, weakening connections, especially in areas handling like decision-making and emotions. Brain scans actually show this.
Wow.
And it contributes to really major health issues: heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, chronic fatigue, digestive disorders.
And mental health too, right?
Yeah.
Depression, anxiety. It makes them much more likely.
Absolutely.
Gosh, just listing it all sounds exhausting. Makes you think, how on earth do you find any peace when you're stuck in that?
Well, that leads us right into this idea of the power of prioritizing peace. And it starts with rethinking what peace even is. It's not just, quiet or no conflict. It's framed more as a dynamic, intentional state, something you actively cultivate.
An active choice, not just something that happens if you're lucky.
Exactly. Yeah. And there's a strong pushback against calling it selfish. In fact, the argument is that it's necessary, essential for your mental and emotional health.
Yeah, like you can't pour from an empty cup. Right.
Precisely. If you're totally drained, how can you be there for anyone else, really?
True.
And there was this one personal story that really hit this home. Someone grew up in a really chaotic environment, and peace just felt impossible because everything outside was so turbulent. The big shift happened when they realized you don't actually have to change the external chaos first. You have to work on shaping your internal landscape, reclaiming that control from within.
That's a huge shift in perspective. You can't always control the demands, the external stuff.
Right.
But you can work on your internal response, your inner state.
Exactly. And that flows right into the practical strategies for managing those demands and actually building that inner peace. Where should we start with those?
Let's hit boundaries first. It comes up so often. Sounds simple, but man, it can be hard.
It's often called a superpower in this context. Boundaries are basically protective shields, right? Invisible lines defining where you end and others begin.
Okay, so why are they so vital when you're facing constant demands?
Well, they protect your energy, for starters. They help you clarify what's actually important to you, your values, your priorities. They can boost your self-esteem because you're valuing your own needs. They cut down on resentment, burnout, and really importantly, they create space for the things that matter.
But we carry so much baggage around saying no, don't we? Like feeling guilty or thinking it's rude or you're not being a team player.
Yeah, and we need to debunk those myths. Setting a boundary isn't rude, it's self-respect. Healthy boundaries actually make relationships stronger because there's clarity and trust. It shows strength, not weakness. And this is a big one. You don't always need a long, elaborate excuse.
Yeah, it's a complete sentence.
It absolutely can be.
Right.
Also, boundaries aren't set in stone. They can change as your life changes. It's not selfish, it's self-preservation. It doesn't mean you're not collaborative. It just means you understand your limits. And you won't necessarily miss out. You're making sure you have energy for the right things.
Okay, understanding why helps. But the how? How do you actually put them into practice?
First step is understanding your own limits. What really drains you? What pushes you past your capacity?
Okay, self-awareness first.
Then communicate clearly, directly. Maybe something like, I'm unable to take that on right now, or my plate is full this week.
Start small, maybe? With things that feel less risky.
Yeah, definitely. Build that muscle. Try to avoid overly apologetic language like, I'm so sorry, but just state it.
Got it.
You can set time boundaries like no work emails after 7 p.m., period. Consistency is really key. You have to reinforce them and connect it with self-care. They really support each other.
Yeah, I liked the mention of creative ways to say no to, like the capacity approach. I just don't have the bandwidth.
Right. Or prioritization. My focus needs to be on Project X right now, so I can't do Y. Or even delegation. Is there someone else who could handle this? The key is honesty and respect.
Okay, so boundaries manage demands on energy. What about demands on time? Time management comes up a lot too.
It does. And there's a direct link made between poor time management and stress. That feeling of being disorganized, always rushing, missing deadlines, no work-life balance.
Yeah, it just feeds that feeling of being overwhelmed, like you're drowning in tasks.
Totally. So what else? Smart goals are mentioned often.
Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time-bound.
Right.
Makes goals feel less huge and scary.
Gives you clarity and motivation. And the Eisenhower matrix, that urgent, important grid, it's a classic for a reason.
Helps you figure out what actually needs doing now.
Do it, schedule it, delegate it, or delete it. Simple but effective.
And the practical stuff, like making realistic schedules, not pretending a task takes 20 minutes when it always takes an hour.
Exactly. Being honest about timing, building in buffer time because things always come up.
Oh, yeah.
Setting agendas for meetings so they don't wander. Streamlining workflows. And just being ruthless about minimizing time wasters.
And it's not just on us as individuals, right? Managers can help by providing training and tools for their teams.
Absolutely. Okay, so moving from the external management time, boundaries. Let's get into managing the internal response.
Yeah.
This is where things like CBT and mindfulness come in.
Right. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. How does that fit with managing stress?
So CBT works on the idea that our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are all linked, right? The goal is to spot unhelpful thought patterns and behaviors that fuel stress and then learn to change them.
So you identify the negative thinking traps.
Yeah, things like catastrophizing. This tiny mistake means everything is ruined. Or overgeneralizing, I failed at this one thing, so I'm useless at everything. Or that black and white thinking, it has to be perfect or it's a total disaster.
Then you challenge those thoughts. Poke holes in them.
Exactly. You question them, look for evidence that contradicts them, try to reframe them in a more balanced, realistic way.
Okay.
And CBT isn't just thinking. It involves doing. Developing practical coping skills, relaxation, deep breathing, mindfulness practices, and something called behavioral activation.
What's that?
It's basically about consciously scheduling and doing activities that bring you joy, pleasure, or a sense of accomplishment, even if you don't feel like it initially. It helps counteract that withdrawal or helplessness.
That makes sense. What are the main benefits highlighted for CBT?
Well, it's empowering. You learn skills you can use yourself. It's usually targeted at specific problems. It can bring noticeable results relatively quickly, and those results can last. It looks at the whole picture, thoughts, feelings, actions, and sometimes it can mean less reliance on medication.
And mindfulness often goes hand in hand with CBT, right?
How is mindfulness described?
Yeah, they often complement each other. Mindfulness is essentially awareness. It's about paying attention on purpose to the present moment without judging it.
Shifting from doing to being.
Exactly. Stepping out of that autopilot mode we're often in, getting unstuck. And that idea that thoughts are not facts seems central.
Absolutely fundamental. Our thoughts have such a huge impact on how we feel. But mindfulness teaches you to just observe thoughts, like clouds passing in the sky. You don't have to believe every thought or get swept away by it. You can learn to notice them, maybe even mentally label them. There's the worrying mind again, or okay, that's the judging mind. It creates a bit of space.
So it's not about emptying your mind, but changing your relationship to your thoughts.
Precisely. Observing them gives you perspective. You see the patterns without being automatically caught up in them. That non-reactive awareness is key.
And there are lots of ways to practice this, right? Different techniques.
Yeah, many ways in. Basic breath awareness is often a starting point, just noticing your breath, using it as an anchor. The 3-minute breathing space is a great quick tool. Pause, check in with yourself, reconnect.
The body scan meditation.
Bringing awareness slowly through the body, just noticing sensations, pleasant, unpleasant, neutral, without needing to change anything. Maybe breathing with discomfort rather than fighting it.
Mindful eating is a good example too.
Yeah, like the classic raisin exercise. Really slowing down, using all your senses to experience eating. It makes you realize how much we do on autopilot.
And mindful movement.
Feeling the sensations in your body as you walk or stretch or do yoga. Anchoring awareness in movement. And then there's formal sitting meditation. Just sitting, being aware of whatever comes up. Breath, body, sounds, thoughts, feelings.
And loving kindness meditation.
Yeah, cultivating feelings of warmth and kindness, first towards yourself, then others' loved ones, neutral people, even difficult people. It actively builds compassion.
It all sounds really beneficial, but I imagine it's not always easy. Your mind wanders, you get fidgety.
Oh, absolutely. That's part of it. The mind will wander. You will feel restless or bored sometimes. That's not failure. That's just what minds do. The practice isn't about achieving perfect stillness. It's about noticing when you've wandered and gently bringing your attention back again and again. Showing up is the practice. Noticing the patterns is the meditation.
Got it. So finally, let's talk about conscious self-care and daily habits. How does this piece fit in?
Well, how you actually spend your time, the small choices you make every day, massively impacts your well-being. One useful idea is to identify activities as nurturing, they recharge you, draining, they deplete you, or mastery, they give you a sense of skill or accomplishment.
And then try to intentionally do more of the nurturing stuff and less of the draining stuff.
Exactly. Track it, notice the difference it makes, and weave in those everyday mindfulness moments we talked about.
Right.
Like taking 5 conscious breaths when you wake up or before bed, noticing your posture when you sit or stand, short breathing breaks during the day, really tasting your coffee, feeling your feet on the ground when you walk, truly listening when someone talks.
So embedding these little moments of awareness and care throughout the normal day.
Yeah. And it connects back to consciously prioritizing your health, mental and physical. Being flexible enough to make space for movement, good food, maybe therapy if you need it. Realizing that no deadline, no demand is ultimately more important than your health.
So putting it all together.
Yeah.
Understanding the stress, seeing the power of internal peace, using boundaries, time management, CBT, mindfulness, self-care. It's definitely not a quick fix.
No, absolutely not. It's a journey, right? An ongoing practice. But the consistent message is that even small steps, practiced regularly, build up resilience and make a real difference over time.
And I like that reframing of boundaries, not just keeping things out, but protecting what's important to you, keeping it close.
It's a powerful shift. Ultimately, it comes down to agency. You can't always control the external demands, that's true.
Yep.
But you do have the power to choose your response, to cultivate your inner state, and to consciously build a life that reflects your values and supports your well-being.
So yeah, the constant demands are real, the stress is real, but by actively choosing to prioritize your peace, setting those boundaries, managing time wisely, working with your thoughts through mindfulness and CBT ideas, practicing genuine self-care, you can navigate it all with hopefully more resilience and more tranquility.
So maybe as you go about your day after listening, just consider, where could you take one tiny step? Is there one small boundary you could set, one moment of quiet you could carve out, even just one conscious breath you could notice? How might just that one choice start to ripple outwards for you?